Until recently, grief had always been no more than a bit player in her life. A backwoods country girl until her family migrated north, Betty Smythe had always taken life in her stride, both the good and the bad. But she found a way to embrace the good more often, like savoring maple syrup on a stack of flapjacks. And that made life sweet and true. And for many years, laughter, summer barbecues, and family gatherings consumed her days. Things were happy and grand. It wasn't really until grief seeped into her world, crawling under the floorboards and entering her soul, that she realized her life had begun to wither on the vine. Still, she was determined to embrace the good wherever she could. The withering began in earnest on a chilly day in March of '66, when her daughter, Georgia, was 6. Mrs. Whitman had allowed Betty to leave work early to get to the Sojourner Truth Elementary School's kindergarten to see Georgia in her school play. Later, when they got home, she would take great pride in telling her neighbors that Georgia had played the role of Gretel beautifully. She spoke loud and clear, and she didn't forget any of her lines, she told them proudly, before going on to describe Georgia's costume, a red felt dress with a white bib that Betty had made herself. And her long, black cornrowed braids with golden beads at the end just dazzled the audience. There's no other word for it. Well, her neighbors said in one way or another, you can do some hair. We do know that. Everyone within a 5-mile radius of where they lived in West Philly knew that Betty was the expert behind her daughter's long, carefully braided tresses. When the play ended and the applause had died down, Georgia bounded from the stage and ran straight into her mother's arms. "Where's Daddy?" she asked, looking past her mother at clusters of moms and dads. "Your daddy wanted to make it, but he couldn't," Betty said. "You're a big girl, Georgia. You know your daddy has to work."